All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with my very exclusive sit-down interview with Catero, Colbert. Tongue-tied for a minute. We have some technical difficulties, but we're back, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to continue this interview.
Catero, Colbert.
I, I got so tongue-tied.
All good. It's all good.
Okay, I was asking you before we got cut off and everything. Instagram is tripping today. I asked you about that character on the parent. What was it like? Because you had to basically tap. What was it like to have to tap deep into yourself because the character seems so believable?
Right. Well, that's the great thing about acting is that you can, uh, you know, observe the dark recesses of the human animal and not have to be that. You can be as mean as you want to, or as prejudiced, or as you want to, or as hateful, and then you get to go home and be nice. You take your makeup off, you get your hair undone, and it's all good. I feel, that some of the people who play the meanest parts are probably the nicest people, really. But it was fun. It was fun to be that bad. Yeah.
Yes, because when you threw that plate against the wall, I was like, oh girl, that right there, I would have been the left. After that happened, I said, oh, his temper is bad. I'm a Scorpio, so if because I didn't know if this character even had a sign or anything, but
Right, yeah.
I
He
said,
was
oh
he was
my
an
god,
Aries or a Scorpio for sure.
because it just happened so fast, and she jumped. She was like, well, I have to, but ooh,
Yeah,
did
she
she
was
kind of
great.
get scared when you threw it? Like, what was it like when you threw
No,
that?
that was all predetermined, and it was the plate. I want to feel like I was that strong, but there was a breakaway plate, that they give you, and so when it hit the door, it made an even bigger, it like splashed everywhere. Whereas if it was just a regular plate, it probably just fell down. So there was a little bit of Hollywood magic added to it. So it intensified the moment. Yeah,
It was intense, but believe me, it was very intense.
right
And
on.
like I said, I got scared of it because I said after he threw that plate the first time, I'd been done left.
Oh, he was serious too. He was mad. He was like, fix me something to eat, fix me something else. Whatever was on that plate, he was not into. It was not. Yeah, he was. He didn't want to eat that. Yeah.
My goodness, my goodness. So my next question to you is, how would you show your castmates the importance of communication?
That's a really great question. And the importance of great communication. Because I feel like I have, more recently become more communicative. I was not always very communicative. And if you're working with somebody, the best thing you can do is be able to communicate with them, because having a happy workplace, especially when you're acting, is one of the most important things. Having a space that's safe, where you can, maybe say, Can I try this?" or "Can I have another take?" Is very important, especially when you're on a set. Is time is money, so you gotta have your game tight, and you gotta be ready. But you should also be able to say, "Hey, uh, can I do this in the moment?" and be free to do that. So being able to communicate is something that's very important, even if you want to do it offset. But when sometimes when you're on a TV show, more so, when the camera's running, it's like, we got to go, we got stuff to do. So yeah, to be able to advocate and communicate and be clear about what you want, or what you want to say to someone else, is very important.
And more importantly, professionalism, because this industry can chew you up and it can literally spit you out. So you more importantly have to remember the importance of professionalism. And that's the thing you also have to take along with you if you're going to become an actor or
Yeah,
an actress, or if you're going to be a director. And I remember I interviewed a director in Nigeria. His name is Chucky Easy. So make sure you guys go and check him out. And he was stating that as well too, that it's all about time, it's all about communication, and it's more importantly about efficiency.
for
And
sure.
when
Yeah,
you put a product out, it's making sure that the audience believes it, because that character that we discussed from the Parenthood to Noah's Ark, it seems so believable, and it's the
well,
complete opposite of you.
here's the thing is that goes back to me talking about, imagination. And like, here's, if I believe it, I have to believe it in that moment. See, as actors, we're looking for the truth of a moment, because life is really moments. And if I believe that moment, and if I'm 100%, dedicated and meditated into it, then I believe you. It radiates outside of me, and hopefully you'll believe it. That's how it works for me, because you're trying to, when it works as an actor, be as real as possible, because it's not the words are there, and the words are a map to where you're going, but I want you to be able to turn off the sound and still know what's going on the screen, and it goes back to even silent film. It's like, which is where the roots of cinema are. It's like you want to be able to, and Sam Jackson has said this. He said in his masterclass, I want to use every tool that I have to let you know who and where and what I am. And so you can turn off the sound and know what's going on. Yeah.
And more important, it's about vision.
Yeah.
So when you close your eyes, what do you see? When you're portraying this character, what are you going to bring to it? More
Yeah.
importantly than anything, now I've heard on when some actors are literally on set, like Martin Lawrence, for example. We watch his sitcom. Everyone's watched his sitcom growing up, and
Yeah.
we can see him giving his all. Like he would literally be sweating on set.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what one of the actresses on the show, Tashina Arnold, she said that in an interview. She said like he would give his all, like he would literally be sweating at the end of a tape. Now,
Yeah.
my next question to you is, because I know some actors do this and it kind of throws their other co-stars off, ad-libbing.
Right.
Would you recommend that?
Well, here's the thing is that, yeah, it depends on the construct of the project you're working on. There's some writers and directors and producers, you'll get a piece of a script or scene, and then like you have to do what this is 100%, no variation. But then there's some people who like to explore on set, and you can find some really interesting things. So it really depends on the project. And like I did a pilot last year, and I got to do a whole bunch of ad libbing, and it was really fun. But then you'll work on something, and they're like, you got to do it exactly like this. So it's really the project, because some things are all improv. I would say don't do it if it's not asked for, but if it is and you can do it, it's so great. Once you know the character, and you can bring nuanced things to it, like when Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher were in Empire Strikes Back, and she says it was originally scripted, "I love you," about when he's about to go into the carbonite, and he was gonna say, "I love you" back. It was written, but then Harrison Ford as Han Solo was like, you know what Han Solo would say? He'd say, "I know," and you get magic, sometimes, but it's all about when and where, and the other actor, because the other actor might not be comfortable with improvisation.
Yes, because it kind of throws them off. Has it ever thrown some of your co-stars off? Because I know when the director or the producer is like, well, okay, go, that's on you. You and the director
Right.
know what's going on, but the other co-stars will not know what's going on or what you're going to do or what to expect.
I
So has that ever happened?
I fortunately have not run into that, because I work in a high state of play. Like I come and I'm ready to play. Like that's the great thing about being an actor is we get paid to play. Essentially, is we're doing the same thing that I did and you did when we were little kids, and when with your cousins and your friends, and you're playing whatever you were playing. That's what we're doing, and at its best when you're in. I mean, I've never. I mean, I play a little basketball, but I've never played, in a competitive arena. And it's like they say, like, Michael Jordan used to say, it's like throwing a pea into the ocean. It's like that. It's like when you're in the flow state and you can anything, they could throw anything at you and you catch it and you throw it back. That's how I feel. I've never had anybody get thrown off because luckily I've had the benefit of working with amazing people and we trust each other. Trust is very important when you're working.
Okay, let me get to some of these comments because everyone is coming in so fast. Mr. Savage Wiener says best improv ever. And Terrence says that he's enjoying this interview so much because, like I said, when I did basically the promotion and the flyer and everything, letting everybody know that I was going to be interviewing you, everybody was like, okay, we have to get to this interview because some characters weren't featured in the Noah's Ark Rona Chronicles. So I said, let me pick up where Patrick Ian Polk left off and
Right
invite
on.
some of the other characters back. So I
Yeah, yeah.
said, we can't forget about T Money. Cannot
Right
forget
on.
about him.
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
cannot forget about Guy, that character in itself. Because you wasn't on that season. I think you were on the first season and
I was
Guy
on first
came in
season, yeah.
season.
And
Yeah.
I wasn't in, jumping the broom either.
Yeah, you wasn't in that one. So if I asked him if he got asked to come back, he said he would, ladies and
I'd
gentlemen.
love to.
So
Yeah, it'd be awesome to
that
revisit T Money.
character is just something about that character's energy. It just attracted everybody. Like
Right
everybody
on.
wanted some T Money, just the aggression, just the energy on set. Like, whew, it
And
was hot.
and working with Doug, Doug was an awesome co-star. He's a really amazing actor, and he gave a lot. We worked well together. It was really fun.
Yes, and he was like, well, I'm trying to get this experience and the scene where you and him were in the car and you left him. I just like, oh, I was really starting to like him because the husband and then the husband
Jonathan,
was around.
Jonathan, Eddie
Yes.
on the show. Yeah,
And then you brought the daughter home. And he was just like, well, what is he doing in my house? So, oh my God.
right on.
What was it like between you two, the dynamic between you and Jonathan?
Amazing dude. We got to hang out. I think he had a daughter around the same time I had a daughter, and we've hung out outside of Noah's Ark. He was a real cool dude. He was intense on set. Like he's intense. Like he gets into it and he's intense. So we were like butting heads, and he's like, "You get the fuck out of here." He didn't say fuck. He's like, "You get out of here." He was giving it. He was giving it good, but he was fun. He was a really cool dude.
He was not here for T Money, but T Money had our hearts when just his aggression, just
Right
the
on.
the fantasy of wanting him and having him. Like when he came and Alex was like, no, Chance. I think Chance. I'm getting them mixed up.
It,
Chance.
yes.
It was Chance. Chance was like, well, I left my phone in the bathroom. And I was like, okay, I'll leave my phone in the bathroom to meet him. But that energy that you gave, it seems so believable. And I think that's incredibly amazing that actors go through this. They have to go through this. They have to transition because you're not
For
going to
sure.
be in just one same character format because people are going to be like Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace, man. Wow. Chadwick Boseman was amazing. Like you've seen Black Panther, and I'm a lover of superhero movies. I've seen probably all of them that have been made. What he did with T'Challa, because I just watched it right after he passed with my son. We sat down the other day,
Yes.
and what he did with that part, it was almost like it was Shakespearean. It was King Lear. It was Macbeth. That was the integrity and the brevity that he brought to that part. Like you could some people could go lightly into that character, but he he brought a realness to it, and that's why it was as big as it was, and it touched so many people. Rest in peace. And he's done so many great parts. He was, 42, James Brown, even what was that? The Egyptian. It was a horrible movie about the Egyptian gods. He was in it, and he was one of those actors like he was awesome in a not so great movie. Yeah.
Okay. So while we're waiting on the audience to get their questions ready, you guys can type them in the box below, or you can type them in the comment section. My next question to you is because we just mentioned Chadwick, you mentioned 42 and the James Brown story. And earlier in our interview, before we got cut off, you mentioned playing Red Fox. I could so see that. Is there any other historical legends that you would like to play? Because I know
Oh,
Chadwick left his mark, and it was
yeah,
so pivotal. Like all of these characters that we've mentioned,
yeah.
his career, his lifespan, just everything. It was so unfortunate it's cut short.
So unfortunate. Some people blaze like a light, man, and
Yes.
he hit, and it was just like, whoa, who is that dude? You saw him in 42, and then all of a sudden it was just like boom, boom, boom. And when he what was the movie that he started as T'Challa in? Was it The Winter Soldier? I think it was Captain America: The Winter Soldier. You saw him and you go,
Yes.
he was amazing as Black Panther, and you wanted to see more. Like that little 15 minutes of him in Winter Soldier, you were like, oh no, 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 I'm sorry, it wasn't Winter Soldier. It was Civil War, Captain America: Civil War. You were like, I want to see more. And when Black Panther hit, made over $1 billion. It's I think it's the number three or number four Marvel movie, one of the biggest movies of all time. And I don't know, for me as an African American, like, there have been other African American superhero movies. There was Blade, back in the late 80s, early 90s. Robert Townsend did Meteor Man, and Damon Wayans did Blank Man, and Spawn. But when Black Panther hit, I remember I did a tweet about it, man. I was like, thank you, Marvel, because we've been, I don't know about you, but I've been waiting for a big black superhero, and that was an amazing moment for me. I cried at the movie. I was like, I was looking around, I was like, this is beautiful. And I cried when he passed, just because I knew that he would, had he stayed, he would go on to do more amazing things. Just the power of his instrument as an artist.
And for him, just in general, to be able to work through what he's been going through and not tell a soul, like he
Oh,
could never tell it.
yeah,
We didn't know. We didn't
yeah,
know. And I
yeah,
love his camp. His camp kept that private because he told them to.
yeah,
So that's a strong unity right there
yeah,
in itself.
yeah. To have that on his shoulders and work at the level that he did. I mean, you get a cold and you don't want to work. So he was working through, God knows what, if he was doing chemo or whatever, and he was showing up. Did the Five Bloods. He did, 21 Bridges. All those movies. It's high. It's high. It's very demanding to be the star of a movie. So very thankful that he gave us what he gave us. I wish he gave us more.
Yes, it's so unfortunate that his life was cut short. We're losing
Yeah,
so many greats. We're losing so many greats.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it just goes on to this, where everybody that was making fun of him, give people their flowers while they're here. Whatever you're
yeah.
going to
For
do
sure, for
to
sure.
go on, give them their flowers while they're still here.
Yeah,
Because you never know. I mean, I'm 26. For those of you who would want to know my age so bad, yes, I'm 26. And life is so short. You can lose it in the blink of an eye.
yeah.
Trust me. So give people their flowers while they are here right now. Your mom, your dad,
That's
whomever it
right.
is,
Call
give people
somebody,
their
tell them you love
flowers.
them. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, because just like Chadwick lost his life and he continued on, and most importantly, he persevered. So to
Yeah,
those of you out there that just want to give up easily, no. Continue to persevere and continue to go forth and do what you need to do to be successful in
for
life.
sure.
Trust me. These are the tools that you need.
Yep.
So we're waiting on some audience questions. You guys can use the box. You guys can use the comment section and ask Catero all your questions, whatever you want to know. Because this was such an extraordinary interview. I had such a great time.
Thank you
We
so
had some
much.
technical difficulties
Yeah,
at
it's all good.
first, but we got through.
Right on.
Oh my goodness. So, what piece of advice would you give to people in such dark times? Because you have such great energy, just your energy, your vibe. Like I can
Right.
feel it through the screen. I'm not even in the room with you. I just can feel the energy in this
Well,
stream.
here's the thing: is there's a lot going on, and for me,
Mm,
it's like a reset. Maybe the world needed this. Maybe no, we don't need any death or anything like that. But a pause in reflection in anything is really good. And for me, I spend a lot of time at home right now. So it's been a time for me to like reevaluate everything in life and be like, because I started running, after Ahmaud Arbery passed. He inspired me to start jogging. Like when they did the jog on his birthday right after he passed. I did the 2.56 miles, and I've been running ever since. And so it's really being able to find inspiration in difficult times, because difficult times come, and they will be here, but this too shall pass. And like you said, give somebody their flowers now. If you want to tell somebody you love them, tell them you love them.
okay. Okay. One of my audience members and one of my group members, I have a group called the Black Content Creators Group. I created a little group for everyone that is a Black owned business right now on
Right
IG.
on. All good.
And Terrence is in my group, and he says that you have great agency, doesn't he? Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. uh
And he was the main one. Oh, I gotta ask him my questions. I gotta ask him my questions. Go ahead, baby. Ask your
right on. Yeah.
questions. Because I can't keep them. I wish we could, but we can't. On a time-based schedule, you guys know this. And more importantly, to add on what you just said, because sometimes people go through things and they don't even want to talk to people about it. Like you never know what a person is going through. Like Chadwick, we never know that he went through these things.
Yeah.
And there's so many people who open up about struggling with depression and mental health and so many other things. Tell someone, talk to someone. You can, and I spoke about this yesterday with my guest co-host, Calvin Michael. Shout outs to him. Very talented. I said, you never know what a person could be going through. So many people are afraid to open up and talk about depression because, oh, well, they're afraid people are going to look at them differently. You're going to look at me crazy. Listen, there's nothing wrong with saying I'm not okay.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
And I wish people would get out of that, especially for us being Black people, because we sweep our problems up under the rug and we don't want to talk to people about it. We think to, and I know this is controversial. I know somebody going to eat me alive for this, but we look to prayer as the answer every single time. And yes, prayer helps, but you need someone to talk to because you cannot keep these emotions bottled up inside. It's just like when you shake a soda up and you
Yeah.
unscrew the top. All of these feelings, all of these emotions, they come pouring out because you've
Yeah.
had them bottled in for so long. You
Sure.
cannot keep things bottled up on the inside.
Yeah. To add to what you're saying, therapy is always good. Having someone to talk to. I know in the African American community, it's been a stigma to not go and talk with someone, but really talking with people. I have a therapist I've spoken with the past 3, 4 years, every 2 weeks, and it's really helped me as a human being, as a person. And like you said, talk to somebody.
Yes, pick up the phone, call somebody. You can DM me, you can DM Catero, you can DM Ben. And I spoke to Ben about the same thing too. Like, he's so positive and he's been using his platform to speak out on everything that's going on. And so, as well as you've
Yeah,
been also
he's an
using
awesome
your
dude. Yeah,
platform
yeah.
to speak out on what's been going on. I smell barbecue. I'll wait later. It is Labor Day, but got me distracted. What the question what I was going to ask you? The question is just that your activism. You've been using your platform to speak out on this.
Right.
what are your thoughts on what's been going on? Because it's been crazy for the past couple of days.
Here's the thing: is like every so often there are jumps forward, and I feel like this is a time where we are taking a jump forward empathetically for all people, especially African American people. It's like, there's never been a time where there have been protests all over the world. I mean, even with Dr. King, it wasn't everywhere at the same time, and you know, people want change. People want empathy. People want to be recognized, and I think this is a moment where moving the ball forward. It's a constant. It's a constant thing. Like life is not the same for us as it was for our parents, and definitely not as our grandparents. And I really hope and I believe that life for my children, who are children of color, will be way more different than it was even for me growing up. And I think that this is a time where we can all get involved and do something and say something or inspire somebody else to do something. I really am grateful to be here at this moment and to see it happen.
Okay. Oh, we got a question right there. How did it feel playing that character T Money?
It was awesome. That was a really great time because Patrick is wild and he had so many ideas, and just that set. I was there for a couple weeks. There was so much so much crazy stuff that was happening. So much fun, like the scene where we were in the lowrider. The lowrider that night. So Patrick is laying down in the back seat where you can't see him, and he's got a monitor like this, and he's looking at the stuff. And Doug's driving, and he's doing the hydraulics, and then all of a sudden we start smelling smoke, and he pops up, and the damn car was on fire because in a lowrider there's like 16 to 20 batteries in the back seat. So they pull us over and they come with the fire extinguisher, and they put it out, and they got to fix. They got to call up. I don't know where they called because it was the middle of the night, and we were in South LA. They called a all night garage, I guess, and somebody came in less than an hour and fixed that lowrider, and we were back up shooting. That was really fun. And one time we were shooting. Okay, there was a scene at the mall. We were shooting, and gang members came and shut us down, and they were like, "You in a black neighborhood, you need to give us some money and do this and do this." And Patrick was like, hold on now. There's plenty of, I mean, there were more black people working on that set than I had worked with in a long time. Producers, writers, him as the director and actors. So everybody, we all shut down and gathered the wagons and left, and we shot that scene in the valley like a couple of weeks later. And it was just fun, man, because Doug was great and all those guys were really awesome. It was fun. It was a really fun set. And having Patrick, who he wrote on in all the episodes. It was a really fun time. I had a fun time on that set. So it was awesome to play
I
T-Money.
I never knew that. I would have
Yeah,
never thought because I watched the
crazy.
car and
And
I
there was
said it looks like they're having so much fun.
the behind the scenes of Noah's Ark was even more fun than on the scenes, and that's why I think it came through on the screen.
We would have never known that the art of
Yeah,
production and the way
yeah.
that everything is set up, like you said, there aren't any places that are open that time of night to work
No,
on cars,
it's in the
especially
middle of
some
the night.
parts of LA.
Yeah,
Because I remember someone was saying something. When he went to go in the phone booth to make the phone call, he was like, "Well, what part of LA are you?" And he was like, "Well, South Central." And
yeah,
then his husband came and picked him up, and he was like, "Well, I got I had grams of weed on me." I was just like, "Oh my god, it was crazy."
yeah.
So, any more questions, ladies and gentlemen, and then we're going to conclude. I can't keep him any longer. I can't.
It's been
I wish
fun.
I
It's been a
could.
lot of
I
fun.
can't. But that character itself is so iconic, and that's where I've known you from, and also from the Parenthood as well too.
Right on. Yeah, you know, still to this day, I'll get somebody be like, T Money, you are awesome. I'm like, yo, thank you so much. Yes. You know, it was a smaller part on there, but I had an amazing time. And, you know, T Money was someone who I, you know, felt at that time had not been on TV. You know what I'm saying? Like people didn't were like didn't even know that he existed within the zeitgeist of popular culture. And it was really awesome for me to be able to jump into that character and bring him to life for everyone. You know, it was really cool to do that. And on a show that was really groundbreaking at the time. I know we have shows now like P Valley and Pose, but then you know, Noah's Ark was like the pioneer. You know what I'm saying? Like he put the flag, you know, and it was like here it, you know, here it is. This is like, you know, for everybody to check out, and it was like really awesome to be a part of that.
So, do you get which character do you get recognized for the most when you go out? Team Money or the character that you played on the Pyramid? Because I'm gonna be completely honest right here, you guys. I was terrified when I asked him to do this interview because I thought he was going to be like his character on Parenthood.
It's you
I was
know
just like, even Ben, when he played Guy, I was
right
kind of scared to reach out to him and ask him, but I was like, okay, they seem like nice people. I'm like, what if they curse me out or something or
right.
throw a plate? I'm like, okay, oh God. So
It's you know it's really mostly whatever the latest thing is. Now I just did a thing last week or 2 weeks ago, but I'm just sitting at the house all day, so I don't know if I'm gonna get recognized for that. But you know I don't know a lot of stuff. You know a lot of T Money, Parenthood. I did a thing when I was a kid on Baywatch. I still get recognized for. Uh, yeah, whatever. Yeah. Sometimes people be like, "Did we go to school
should I
together?"
walk up to him or
No, but then sometimes they don't know where they know me from, and that's really awesome. Yeah.
okay? If we don't have any more questions, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry you're gonna have to catch the replay. I'm definitely gonna save it. But
All
thank
good.
you so much for an incredible interview. I know we went over, we had some technical difficulties at
All
first,
good. Yeah, it was my
but thank
pleasure.
you so much. I'm so honored that I
Thank
got
you.
to do this with you. You are
All
so
good.
welcome.
All
And you
right.
guys, please go and follow him and see what he is going to be working on. Follow him, subscribe to his YouTube channel, all of that good stuff. We support Black-owned businesses here
Right
more
on.
than ever. And more importantly, get out and vote.
Yeah,
Get out
vote.
and vote
Get out and
like our
vote.
lives depended on it.
Yes. And you know, I say no matter who you're gonna vote for, vote. All
It's
good.
very important.
Yeah.
So you take care and you enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm going to go see what's cooking out
Get that
here. And
barbecue. All
yes,
good. You
binge
have a
watch
happy
on
Labor
Noah's
Day.
Ark.
All good.
You too.
Bye.
And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care.